Perfect. Having said that, let's just begin. So, today's topic of discussion is personalized outreach, crafting effective single contact rep campaigns in InsuredMine. So, again, it's one of my favorite topics, and I will try to impart as much as knowledge I can in today's session. So, for today's agenda, we would understand what exactly is single contact rep, why do you need it, and why should you set it up in InsuredMine as well. Once we discuss that initially, we would then move to a demo account and I would show you the steps on how you can actually set up single contact reps step by step and how you can use it while communicating with your clients as well. Once we cover both of them, we would then have a quick Q&A session. If you have any questions, feel free to uh, respond that in chat. And we do have CSM team, support team members available in chat as well, and they can respond back. If they miss out something, I'm here to respond as well. And then we will quickly wrap up the session as well. Perfect. Moving ahead, let's understand what exactly is single contact rep. Again, single contact drip in layman's term, you would try to make a point saying that single contact drip is basically a follow-up of automated emails, which actually you send out to your customer at a time-bound space as well as depending on their contact status as well. But why exactly is different and what is different in InsuredMine in terms of single contact drip? Single contact drip in InsuredMine gives you the unique approach to combine follow-up strategies, both with email and texting, as well as maintaining that personal touch through agents, task, and notification automation. So again, that gives you a very unique approach. You are not only sending out automated emails and texts, but also aligning tasks for your agents in terms of notifications or creating tasks so that they can call, reach out to those clients, and the clients understand that, again, this is not only about automated emails sending out to me, but again, my agency and my agent is actually coming back to me, sharing all those details I need. So again, this setup allows agencies to streamline their follow-up effectively, ensuring automated communications while keeping agents actively involved and maintaining that personal outreach, right? So that's a unique feature in terms of single contact rep that we have while you set up your campaigns. Now let's just understand why exactly you should set up contact reps. So we try to understand what are the advantages of setting up single contact rep and InsuredMine. So again, I have tried to maintain as much as possible, but then I've just added in 4 different options there or steps, advantages steps, but there are furthermore as well. But let's start with the first one. So you can see personalized engagement. Of course, in terms of personalized engagement, you would be able to utilize single contact rep, right? You can send out personalized communications at specific time frame. And again, you can set it up in terms of your client behavior, preferences, and their stages in the customer journey that they are having at this moment with you. So you can personalize the whole process of automation there. It also helps you to save time, right? So when you set up automations and you set up automated communications, it helps your agents and you as well to get into more detailed stuffs that helps you to maintain your customer relationship and you get into more growing of the business as well. It does not also help you save time, but it also gives you clear data insights as well. So you do find analytics within the contact rep as well when you trigger it, and you can also do data-driven analysis out of it as well. So again, that gives you the opportunity to scale your contact automation and scale your business too. So again, when you set up the first contact automation, if it goes successful, you know how you can replicate it or expand the same process while using the most effective communication and adding it to the segments that you are trying to reach out to the client base. These are more or less the 4 important factors because of which you should actually set up contact reps in InsuredMine. Any questions? I'll take a pause over here. So again, we did discuss about what is contact rep and what are the advantages and why you should set up contact rep in InsuredMine. Any questions? Any idea that you think that you would want to ask? you can go ahead and send on a chat and I can try to answer those questions. I'll give you a quick minute and then we can dive into logging into InsuredMine, and I'll show you how exactly you can set up single contact drip on a step-by-step process. While you take your minute, let me quickly try to log into InsuredMine and share my screen again. Just give me one quick moment right there. Perfect. I believe my InsuredMine screen is visible now and your 1 minute still is running. So I'll still wait for any questions that pops up. Perfect. I believe we do not have any questions. In that case, I'm assuming that I explained it really well. Going forward, let's quickly try to understand how exactly we can set up single contact drip and InsuredMine. Right. So to set up single contact drip and InsuredMine, the first thing and the first and foremost place that we need to be in is the engagement module. So on the engagement module, if you click on engagement module on the left hand side, you would find at the bottom single contact drip. So again, if you are logging into InsuredMine after a long time, you would find the UI changes as well. So it has been more colorful now rather than only being orange and white everywhere, right? So again, coming back to single contact drip, to set up a single contact drip, you simply click on single contact drip. This page comes into visibility. So again, you can find that we have actually created a lot of single contact drips, but I'll try to show you how you can create it, right? So if you click on create, it would actually take you to the creating single contact drip page. In here, this page might look a lot similar like email campaigns. The only difference that you find in this stage or in the setup process would be this option right over here, just beside stage one. You would find you can actually click on the drop down and you can set up SMS, you can set up an email, you can set up a task, you can set up an email notification. And if you also have a slide broadcast, you can also do voicemail drop as well. So these are some of the features that you can actually utilize while creating the single contact drip in InsuredMine. Again, before I go ahead and start helping you to set up stages and send out those communications, a lot of time, a lot of agencies have brought this question that what exactly is the difference between email campaign and single contact drip, right? Why should we use the single contact drip and why not only the email campaigns? So again, the first and foremost difference there would be, of course, email campaigns are only triggered to send out bulk emails and to impart a knowledge that you're trying to share with your clients or a details that you would want to share with your clients as well. And it would only be shared in terms of email. So you can set up emails in every stages and no other functionality you can utilize there. But in terms of single contact drip, you can actually set up a process, right? So you can see you can actually set up an email. It can follow up with a SMS. Then you can actually create a task for your agent or a notification for your agent to follow up with the clients as well. You can drop a voicemail too. So you can actually set up a follow-up process in here, and you just need to assign it to the contact that you're trying to assign the single contact drip to. Having said that, let's just quickly check how exactly we create the campaigns, right? So again, in here, the first thing starts off with SCD name. So you would find there are certain asterisks, red asterisks on some of the columns present over here, and those are mandatory fields. So you need to complete or cover those so that it gives you the opportunity to save it in the platform, right? So let's start off giving any specific name. Let's say we start off with follow-up, right? So I'm just trying to build a follow-up, and it can be a random setup of stages, but then I'm just trying to impart how exactly you can set up the process over here. And in my follow-up stage, I would only want to start off with email in the first stage, which is the option selected. The next option again would give you the opportunity to send sender's email address, from which email address you're actually trying to send out the communication. You can simply select assigned agent, or you can select your email address as well. If you have your follow-up process ready in terms of templates, the easiest process will be bringing those templates in here. So I'll just try to bring in few of the templates that we have, and it can be random at this moment. So again, see agent introduction email. So this is again letting the client know about the agents that are there in my agency. Just an example there. It automatically takes up the subject line, which is another mandatory field there. You would find there is a signature box there. I would suggest if you have this agent signature tag present in your template, do not utilize the signature from here. Why? Because it would again duplicate it, and there would be two signatures present while you send out the communication. So do avoid if you are actually using tags for bringing in your signature. Preview text again gives you the opportunity to give a quick liner, which they can actually see when you send out the communication to them and then click on the email. The next option over here is trigger, which is again a mandatory. So we would also want to understand when we are trying to trigger our first stage, if it's the immediate basis or if you're trying to send it after a day or so. You can set up the time, you can set up the time frame after how many hours as per your requirement, and you can set up the first stage. As simple as that. We would go ahead and try to create the second stage. When we are in the second stage, again, we would try to follow up in this case with the SMS. Just taking a normal example there. We would title our SMS with follow-up to. If we do have a text template, we can simply bring that up as well. Let me check if we do have one, and it can be a random one as well. So I'll just take the first one itself. And in here, when exactly we are trying to trigger this. If I want to trigger this after 5 days, I simply select after 5 days, right? And at what time I'm trying to trigger this out. If I would want to skip weekends, I can do that as well. So I do have the skip weekend option on the extreme right. You can select that as well. Going forward, the last stage I would want as a follow-up would be a task for my agent. So I can simply use the task, give it a task name, say call client, right? I would try to assign, if I want to assign a single agent, I would select the single agent from the drop down, or I can do assigned agent as well. This assigned agent would actually take it up from the contact level. So whoever would be the assigned agent on the contact would be assigned for this task as well. The task type, whatever type of a task I'm trying to achieve or impart to the agent, I would select that. So at this moment, I'm asking him to call. So I'll select the call as a task type. Priority again, as per my priority basis, I would select if it's a medium, high, let me select as high. And then if I would want to add a due date after 2 days, I can add a due date as well. If they do not complete it, it would again come back to them. And I would want this to trigger after 7 days. So again, on the first day, I'm trying to follow up with an email. Second day, it's an SMS. And on the third day, it's the task for the assigned agent to follow up with the client to understand where do we stand, right? So again, you can simply use the tags over here to give more details to the assigned agent as well. So say, for example, no response from account name, please call contact full name. Let me quickly bring in contact. Let me search contact full name. Contact full name at contact provider. So these tags would actually fill in. It would give them the contact account name first. In here, it would also let the agent know whom to call and at what phone number they are trying to call in. So these tags are also helpful, and you should also be utilizing these tags as well. And it would also include all the details that you're asking from the tags. Also, you would find you can use the AI button to transform your content as well. So whenever you're doing the text, emails, if you do not have something predefined, you can simply use the AI to define your text and save it as well. Now, if I simply save it and I do not want any other process in here, you would find that these are saved as a template. right? So you can see all these are templates saved. So you have actually created a process and you can now use it in future as well. Rather than when we set up an email campaign, you do not get this opportunity, right? You save it as you save it as draft, but you then have, once you use it, you cannot reuse it again. You have to clone it and then use it, but that's a different process altogether. But this single contact drip gives you the opportunity to save your process and edit it over and over again in near future as well. So now once we have actually created our single contact drip, now the next question is, how do I set it up and where do I set it up, right? So to set up single contact drip, there are three opportunities by which you can trigger it. One can be on a single contact level, so you can send it out to one single contact or multiple contacts, of course. The next way to trigger a single contact drip is on a list basis. So you remember we do create list in the engagement module as well, right? So you can also assign a single contact drip to a list as well. The third way to actually trigger a single contact drip would be in pipelines, right? So I would show you one at a time and then we can discuss in details. If any questions arises, please feel free to write those questions in chat and I will try to answer them. So we have created our single contact drip. Now I would try to assign it on the contact level. To do that, I would simply go back to contacts, right? So when I'm in the contact module, either I'm trying to send it to one contact or I'm trying to send it to a list of contacts, right? So in this case, I'll just try to show you sending it to one single contact. So in here, let's say, for example, I'm trying to send this to Jim. I can either select Jim from the small checkbox on the left, and in here, you would find assign drip on the top. You can simply click on assign drip and it would then give you the drop down on all the drips that we have created. And then you simply click on the one that you're trying to assign. You select the checkbox and assign it. The moment you assign it, it would automatically be assigned to this contact and it would go out on the time frame that you have actually set it to go out. It is as simple as that on the contact level. If you're also trying to send it, you have another way to do it. You have the three dots on the right hand side on the same contact name. You can either select this checkbox or you go back to the three dots. You simply click on the three dots. You have the assign single drip option. You simply click on assign single drip. It would give you all the options of drips that we have created. You select the drip that you're trying to assign. And the moment you assign it, it would be assigned to this contact as well. Once you have assigned it, how do you find where exactly to see this contact drip which has been assigned, right? You simply get inside this contact. Once you're inside the contact, you can locate single contact drip under communications. So you would navigate to single contact drip over here and you would find whatever single contact drips you have assigned, it would be visible right over here. You also get the opportunity to stop it if you would want to stop anything. In here as well, when you're inside the contact or in the contact 360 page, you can also navigate to single contact drip and assign the drip as well. So there are three ways to do it within a contact level itself, right? One from the direct contact module on the left and the right hand side, three dots, or being inside the contact 360 page inside communications. Any questions, any confusion? I think I have a chat there. Yeah, so I think Paula did ask a good question there. So again, when we are trying to create single contact drips, you would find that we do have an opportunity over here to share it within the agency, right? So when I create a single contact drip, it is specifically for myself. But if I would want to share it among other agents, I select all and share it with everyone. In that way, they can utilize the follow-up process as well, or else it will just be for me. Thank you, Paula, for that question. Perfect. So we looked into how we can assign single contact drip on the contact level. Any questions there? No questions on assigning the single contact rep on the contact level. So we move forward and then move to engagement. And now we see how we can assign a single contact rep on a list level. So we simply go into lists. So we can create multiple lists, and I'm sure you're aware of how to create a list over here, right? So once we create multiple lists, we can then go back to our list library where we would find all the lists that we have created in the platform. Now over here, you can also assign the single contact rep to a list that we have created. So you can see at this moment, we have also created test webinar, right? It has 3 contacts. So I can simply come to the 3 dots over here on the right hand side, and I do get an option of assign single rep, right? It's the same process. I simply click on the assign single rep, select the drip from the drop down and assign it. And the moment I assign it, it would automatically be triggered to the 3 contacts or the 3 lists that I've saved in here. One thing to notice over here would be the types of lists that we have created. Excuse me, the type of list that we have created over here. So you would find there are contact types, account types, as well as upload. Again, in here, there's one catch. It's a single contact rep, right? So you cannot assign it to accounts. You cannot assign it to uploads. If you click on the 3 dots over here, you would find you do not get the option to assign it on the account level as well as on the upload list level. You have to create the contact list from within the system. So any contact that you have within InsuredMine, you can create the same list, crunch the list, and then you can assign your drip as per your requirement as well. That's one catch there. You only can trigger it to the contact types, not the account ones, not the upload ones. That's one catch there. Any questions on assigning single contact rep on the list level? No questions yet. So we move forward, and the last way to assign single contact rep, as I mentioned, was pipelines, right? So again, in pipelines, you would find that you can also assign single contact rep. And how do you do that, right? Because again, in pipelines, you create your own stages, you create your own automations. Why do you even assign single contact rep in here? Why you should do it or you should not, right? In the lead stage, for example, I bring in my cold leads over here, and then I have only 4 automated emails to go out in the lead stage. Once that 4 automated emails go out and the cold lead turns cold without we getting back any information or we getting any response, what do we do with those leads then, right? We would want to follow up with them, with those clients. We just do not want them to sit back in the lead stage and stay there. Or we do not want to even mark them as lost at this moment, but we simply would want to follow up with them. In those cases, you can simply select the checkbox, or you can simply select the card for which you would want to assign the single contact grip, and you simply find that assign drip option on the top. You simply click on drip and assign the follow-up process. So no matter even if you have the automations in the pipeline, which was 4 emails on the first stage, and once that 4 emails wear off, what do you do after that? You can actually assign the single drip over here to keep the follow-up process running. That's one way to do it as well, right? So this is again one process where you can assign single drips on the pipeline level too. You can do it for one single card, or you can do it for multiple cards as well. You simply select the top checkbox on the name, and it would automatically select the cards that are present in this stage. And then you simply click on the assign drip option and assign the drip that you're trying to assign to these cards, and it would automatically get assigned for these clients as well. Once you're inside the card, you would be able to navigate to communications, and you would be having the visibility in the emails as well, which are assigned. Any questions on the single contact drip assigning on the contact level, on the list level, or on the pipeline level? Let's just take a moment and try to understand. Yes, again, as Paula mentioned, a single contact rep, an example of a single contact rep could be a series of communication to clients that are contractors, right? Include informations that are related to contractors or your brokers. So again, as per your requirement, you can actually set up those single contact reps to go out to a particular set of clients as well. Thanks for that information, Paula. Perfect. If we do not have any questions, let's also check how we can automate the contacts through our campaigns, through drip campaigns as well, which we are actually trying to set and create in the platform. So again, you create your campaigns over here. You can also do the analytics from here as well. So if you're trying to check for the analytics, you do get the opportunity of analytics in here under engagement. Also, you find your analytics back in your dashboard under the marketing dashboard. Under marketing dashboard, you would be able to track your sent automations from here, as well as your scheduled automation under the marketing dashboard as well. So you would be able to trace and track directly from the marketing dashboard, as well as engagement module under single contact rep and analytics. So you would find it for today, week, month, and custom as well. So you would be able to trace what exactly was the status, if it was sent out, if it was an error, stuffs like that. So you would be able to track it from here as well. The other thing in relation to the single contact rep would be setting up of contact automation as well, right? So you're creating these drips and you're saving it as templates in here, right? So you can also assign this on the contact automation level as well. So let us quickly take a sneak peek there. So if you move back to contacts, you would find that you can actually do contact automation, right? So if you go into contact automation, you get 3 trigger points in terms of when you add a contact, when you add a tag, when you add a disposition. Again, disposition is nothing but a follow-up process that you're trying to create, and it can be follow-up 1, follow-up 2, follow-up 3, and there can be different opportunities in the follow-up 1 process, in the follow-up 2 process, and the follow-up 3 process, and you can add it at disposition on the contact level and then trigger those campaigns as well. Let's start with adding contact. So simply adding contact trigger gives you the opportunity whenever you add a contact in InsuredMine, that's when you can also select a drip campaign to automatically run for that specific contact. So if it's a new lead that you're entering, you would want to send different communications just to give them an overview of your agency, introducing the agents that belongs to the agency, or any knowledge about the policies that you actually sell out, right? So you can create those drips and you can assign it to add contact trigger. And the moment you add a contact going forward, it automatically assigns the drip to that contact and the communication starts to flow out. In the same way, you would find you can do an add tag trigger as well, which also gives you the opportunity to select the tag where you would want to set up a drip campaign. So say, for example, customer ghosted is the tag that I use, right? So if I do not hear back from my customers or they ghost me, I can create a setup process where I would want to follow up with them either through emails, text, whatever my process may be in terms of stages, and then simply add the drip. So whenever I come back on the contacts and add the tag as customer ghosted, it would automatically assign the drip campaign for those tags as well on those contact level. The last option in here you would find is adding disposition. So as I mentioned, it is just creating a follow-up process. Adding disposition gives you the opportunity. So again, you see over here, we have second call, no contact, third call, no contact. So you can set up your different dispositions and a follow-up process. And in that specific disposition, when you add this disposition, you can assign a different drip as well while you add this disposition to on the contact level, right? So you simply add the drip, and the moment you submit it, it automatically triggers it. So going forward, when you assign the disposition on the contact level, this campaign or the drip starts to trigger for those clients as well. You would find everything that you have set up would be at the bottom, and then you can edit it, or you can simply do a delete of the trigger. Any questions, any confusions, any thoughts on setting up the single contact rep, and how is it helpful? No questions for the day? That's a bit strange, or is it I explained it really well? If we do not have any questions, let me quickly uh, take you back to the PPT, and here we can actually let's move forward. You know that we do have our InsuredMine Academy as well. So you get your own certification courses, no matter if you're an agent or an admin, you have your own courses, and you can actually scan this, or you can go back to the InsuredMine Academy back in InsuredMine and take up those courses as well. Those are detailed courses. You also get the knowledge base link shared by Paula in the chat as well on single contact referral. Demin is asking, will the webinar be available to replay later? Of course, Demin, we would be sharing you the recording, and you would be able to check and navigate an InsuredMine portal as well. Perfect. Let's give a quick 30 seconds if you're someone is scanning the screen to navigate to InsuredMine Academy. Again, InsuredMine Academy, you should be taking up those courses if you haven't done already. It's a detailed video certification course, which gives you, again, a lot of knowledge impartment there. Again, you can also connect with your CSMs if you have any confusions or questions. But again, certifications is one good start there. So you should be completing that. Perfect. If we have done that, we can also, you can register for the upcoming webinars as well. So you find the upcoming webinar registration QR code over here. You can scan it and you can register for it. Or you would also be able to find the link back in our website as well under webinars. So you can also check all the previous webinars that has been conducted, and you can review those videos, or this one would also be available in a day's time. And you can also check for the upcoming webinars topic as well. If you would also want to share any topic of discussion that you feel we have not yet covered, feel free to let your CSM know, or you can reach out to our support team to let us know that topic as well, and we would try to include that in our weekly webinars as well. Thank you, Paula, for sharing the link. So you do have the link on the chat. You can utilize that link to check for the latest webinars and the upcoming ones as well. If we do not have any questions any further, I would thank every one of you that have joined in. As I mentioned in the initials, we love to connect with you, and we love the participation that you show every week, and we love the question and answer sessions. So keep supporting us, keep coming back every week to gather knowledge, and use InsuredMine as much as possible.